Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our how-to video for our second project in Unit 2. This video is to kind of walk you through the process of shading. So what I've done is I have printed off your your sphere and cube exemplar sheet that you have in under our content for Unit 2. I've printed it off and I want to walk you through it in terms of kind of what I'm expecting. Hopefully this will help you out in terms of as you are completing it. Once you are done this, you're going to hand it in a Dropbox. That way I can help you out and give you some feedback before you begin your, your final project for Unit 2. So first thing I want you to notice, got my pencils ready to go, got my eraser, and I've got my grayscale. Excuse me. Really important to kind of keep in front of you. I think it'll be really helpful kind of as we're sort of laying out our shading and our tones. So right away, guys, here's our sheet. Now what I've done and what I want you to do is first thing is we approach our circle and we're going to turn it into a sphere. So what we're going to do is you're going to start off with your lightest pencil. So in my case, that happens to be the 3H. In your case, it will be a 2H or an H, depending on whichever pencil you did get in your kit. Okay, so right away, what I've identified for you is your highlight, and I've identified your cast shadow. Your cast shadow, of course, being your darkest point, your highlight being your lightest. And of course, I always give myself a ground, kind of a ground to work on. So if we're sitting on a table or something, that's kind of my ground. So I start there. Now, first thing we have to understand, the concept of highlight. Think of it highlight, that's your light source, right? So think of it like even a cute sun. Right there. So how does light travel? How does light reflect on objects? Light doesn't necessarily start off straight. It kind of filters this way, right? It kind of comes on an angle. And light doesn't travel in a straight line. It kind of curves out, if you will. So when we're shading, we have to keep that in mind. So again, I'm going to start off with my lightest pencil. Get a little closer for you guys. And I'm going to start shading. Now you're going to notice I'm holding my pencil really, really loosely. It's not a pencil, or we're not writing with it, right? So we don't have to kind of bring on like that intensity. Hold it really, really loose. And it's your lightest lead. So you're going to start going with the shape of the object. If our light source is coming through here, we're going to leave that highlight white and we're gently going to start going around it. Do some hatching here for the sake of time. Remember, you do have to pick your shading technique, hatching, cross-hatching, blending, rendering, stippling, whichever you feel comfortable to do. Then I'm going to put down that pencil. I'm going to pick up my next darkest pencil. And there you go. You already are starting to see some depth to this, right? We're getting a little darker. And again, we're going gently, blending as we go. I'm going to put that down. Go to our next darkest. And we're going to keep going until it gets nice and smooth, until it blends really, really well. And I'm going to keep using my pencils. I'm going to keep switching back and forth. Remember, your cast shadow is your darkest point, and that's going to be where there's absolutely no light. And that'll be at the bottom. Again, we are going with the shape of our object. So it's a sphere, so it'll come out a bit here. You're going to get really dark right here. Really, really light, guys. Keep it really, really, really light. And keep going that way until this is filled in. It looks really, really smooth. We have some exemplars of sort of what it should look like on our content board, and hopefully that helped you guys out. Have a great day. Happy sketching.